Catie Barber. Hey guys, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Feeling good? Please tell me you're all drunk. This will be so much funnier. Perfect. Well, as Fanny said, my name is Catie, and I am here today to talk about octopus hickeys, poison versus venom, and elephant yoga. I am an animal behaviorist, and I do work at Butterfly Pavilion, which is the only Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA, accredited standalone invertebrate zoo in the world. Yeah, this means that I work in a building full of spineless animals. Basically, Westminster's very own United States Capitol building. So AZA accredits facilities that meet the highest standards of animal welfare, conservation initiatives, and public education, with a current focus on animal behavior. For my master's, I studied cognitive enrichment, which means I spent my time creating ways to make it nearly impossible for my study subjects to eat. If I had been working with humans, I tell you what, it would have been easy. I would have simply given them lobster tails and no knives. Large carnivores are almost as easy. Some zoos have changed their programs to include carcass feedings, which are exactly what they sound like, a reenactment of every interaction between Von Miller and Tom Brady. Sorry to the Patriots fans. Seriously though, the animals are fed pieces of a carcass that have obstacles they have to work around, like hair and bones and organs, just like Casa Bonita, but with fewer gorillas. But seriously, carcass feedings, like really, 0.1 for a biologist named creativity. But no, I decided to work with octopuses. Octopuses, not pussy, by the way. Pusses, please get your minds out of the gutter. I've heard it before. They have the intelligence of 6-year-olds, 8 arms, hundreds of suckers with the dexterity of our thumb and forefinger, and the ability to fit through holes the size of a quarter. Actually, they're exactly like 6-year-olds. Oh, and did I mention they're venomous? Not poisonous, by the way, venomous. These terms are about as interchangeable as DC and Marvel. Poison is a toxin that must be ingested or absorbed. You have to bite or touch the animal. Think poison dart frogs or butterflies. Venom is a toxin that must be injected. The animal has to bite or sting you. Think snakes, spiders, or in my case, octopuses, which, let's be real, were probably created when a radioactive spider bit a snake. Don't worry though, I had one advantage. My main study subject, Taco, yes, we named him the Japanese word for octopus, 0.2 for biologist named creativity. He couldn't breathe dry air. Unfortunately, this stopped his escape attempts about as well as essential oils stopped the spread of measles. I got my very first glimpse of parenting when trying at 7 a.m. to convince Taco to stay in his tank and play with his breakfast toy rather than escape into the dryer. He couldn't breathe every time I stepped back to press record on my camera. I got my second glimpse when I went to retrieve the toy after it had been ignored for 20 minutes. Then Taco decided, no, I'm not ignoring it and it's mine. Spoiler alert, Taco won. All those arms and suckers provide a distinct advantage in tug of war, which was awkward the day Taco decided he wanted my hand instead of the toy and became all arms and hickeys like a bad date in college. Butterfly Pavilion provides mealtime enrichment for other species as well. For example, all of the tarantulas are fed live prey. In theory, this allows them to hunt for their food exactly as they would in their native habitat. In reality, they find the crickets terrifying and will climb cactuses to escape them. So why would Butterfly Pavilion go to all of this trouble for species that many consider to be unimportant, dangerous, or gross? What most people don't understand is that if the invertebrates go, our entire ecosystem collapses like the world economy in 2009. They form the support system of the entire food chain, like the big three automakers of the ecosystem. Not only do they fertilize the plants that feed the herbivores, but they become prey for larger carnivores. So just remember that the next time you assassinate an innocent spider for sharing your shower. Now, so far I've focused on creative feeding, which is one subset of cognitive enrichment. Another is behavioral husbandry. Keepers took natural behaviors and developed them into tools to help improve animal health, including things like voluntary vet care. Understandably, getting an X-ray of a giraffe hoof is much easier when the giraffe is a willing participant in the activity. Colorado's own Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is leading the way in this field. If you've never been, the most important thing to know, it's a zoo built on Cheyenne Mountain. Point 3 for biologist name creativity, y'all. Now, living on the side of the mountain does create some complications for the zoo's residents because they're basically hiking for most of their day. The elephant herd is particularly affected because of their size and the advancing arthritis of some of the more geriatric members. Unfortunately, keeping enough carfentanil, a drug 10,000 times more powerful than morphine, on hand to keep your aging elephant population high and happy is a fairly difficult undertaking. So instead, the zoo developed a pachyderm yoga program. Keepers now work with each animal to help them stretch and relax. You'll also feel like you took the carfentanil when you see a herd of geriatric elephants doing sun salutations. Other entertaining and useful trained behaviors that I've seen include a tiger presenting her hip for a vaccine in exchange for whipped cream. Ready Whip from the can, by the way. None of that Cool Whip ridiculousness. I have also seen a hyena lift his neck for a jugular blood jaw in exchange for a New York strip steak, and a sloth sit for her pregnancy ultrasounds in exchange for hibiscus flowers. Though that one's not much of a stretch. I mean, seriously, she's a sloth. Clearly, the takeaway this evening is that both humans and animals will go to great lengths to obtain their favorite food. I really hope y'all enjoyed this brief look into the behind-the-scenes world of animal behavior. Thank you and good night. Tonight I'm talking about animal behavior, so both feeding, enrichment, and behavioral husbandry, so helping animals participate in their own health and welfare. Because we have, largely as a culture, made science inaccessible to a large subset of the population, and things like Science Riot are helping demystify the concept of science and bring it to everybody, because it is a topic for everybody, and there's something in science that everybody can be interested in. My name is Catie, and I am an animal behaviorist and also the lead events ambassador at Butterfly Pavilion.